They drove us into a bush. He searched my body. Like the thing just thought to Hollywood movie. Hey, this is the point where they are just going to shoot us in the head, and was still trying to make sense. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nene. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. So guys, in today's video, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be giving a story time about my near-death experience. Yes, my near-death experience. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that post notification bell to know whenever I post a new video. Grab your popcorn, grab your drink or water or whatever, and let's dive into the video. So where do I start? I did my high school in Plateau State. So when I was in Jos, I usually come home for holiday, which is Ibadan. It was when I was in Just 3, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember the time lapse. It was when I was in Just 3. I think I was going for my 3rd term holiday. I'm usually really excited to go home for holiday. I started packing my bags. The bus that I usually take do night journeys every day, but the only day they do morning journeys is on Sunday. Everything with school was done on Wednesday, I think, and I told my mom that I wanted to leave on Thursday. Like, I pressed her that I wanted to leave on Thursday. I was like, I don't want to pass Thursday. I was just very excited to go home. So she wanted me to come on Sunday because they only do morning journey on Sunday. So after much convincing, my mom agreed for me to come on Thursday. So I packed my bags. My cousin took me to the park. I entered the bus. Everything was going smoothly, and it was time to take off. We took off and everything was going fine. There wasn't any issue. Then we reached to Okene. If you're in Nigeria, maybe you know the place. It was around 3 a.m. or 3:30 when we reached there. So I usually get car sick, so I just sleep in the car the whole ride so I don't get sick. So as I was sleeping, I heard some sounds. I was trying to wake up. As I was waking up, I just saw our driver being dragged out of the car window, and the armed robbers were wearing khaki. After the driver was being dragged, one of the armed robbers went to the driver's seat. This is when I was actually waking up. I still wasn't clear on what was going on. One of the armed robbers went to the driver's seat. Then 2 of the armed robbers came to the back seat of the bus, that is where I was, like in front of where I was. So me being naive, I can't believe I was thinking about this, but this doesn't even make sense, me thinking back to it. So as they did that, I thought they were soldiers trying to maybe help us pass some armed robbers.
Are you stupid or something?
How does that even work? They kept driving and they drove us into a bush. They caught 2 buses, our bus and another bus. They drove us into the bush and they parked the car and they asked us to start coming out one by one from the bus. Then one of them opened the school bag. Then one was standing in front of the bus. I put everything inside the bag, everything I had. I can remember one woman, they were just like, put everything inside. Whoa. The man was just like, yes, it's your right. I'm like, how is it their right? It was just funny, but at that moment it wasn't funny. It was when I was thinking back to it, it was so funny. Well, after that, then they'll ask you to go and lie down. After I dropped everything in the bag, I went to the next guy. He searched my body and I went and lie down. And if I should tell you, that was one of the most scariest things that have ever happened to me, because as I was lying down there, I was like, okay, this is the point where they are just going to shoot us in the head or do something bad to us. Or I was just having random thoughts. I was just like, I should have listened to my mom. I was like, this is it. Wow, this is the end of life. I haven't even started my life and it's coming to an end. And I was having those thoughts. There was this I didn't even tell you about this old woman. There was this old woman inside the bus. So I lay down at the back of the old woman. The next thing after while having those thoughts, she kept farting, and oh my god.
Got it! Got it!
I don't think I even smelled it at that point because my head I wasn't in my right senses. It was just funny. What was I going to do with? Was it her fart or the thoughts going on in my mind? But after all of that, they collected everything. They now asked us to stand up and get back into the bus. Before we even got back into the bus, there was one guy that was trying to prove stubborn or act stubborn. Like the guy, they asked him to give his phone. The guy was just like, he doesn't have a phone, he's a student. Whoa. They kept telling him to bring his phone. They wanted to shoot him. Maybe they weren't going to shoot him, but they were trying to tell him that they are going to shoot him if he doesn't give his phone. Whoa. Just give your phone and that's it. Would you rather lose your life or give, even though we don't have the assurance that we are going to leave that place, but still give it? You don't know what will happen. But yeah, they now asked us to enter the bus. After we entered the bus, they now locked us in the bus and they took our keys, like the key to the bus. So after a while, they were like still standing there. Some of them I think left, but some of them were still standing there. And before the bus left, he was like telling the others that if anybody should get out of this bus, they should shoot the person on his leg. So while the bus left, the ones that were standing, like there was one that like came to our window side. He was like talking that we should not be angry, that is Nigeria that caused it.
Really, nigga?
Hey, like the thing just thought to Hollywood movie or Nollywood movie to me, because you just stole out and you are telling us that it's not your fault. I don't understand. Yes, everybody, you are not the only one stressing this Nigeria. We know that Nigeria is hard. He just started like telling us that he's an electrical engineer with first class. Was he first class? Yes, he's an electrical engineer with first class, but he doesn't have any job. Whoa. Okay, I'm still trying to come up and do something with my life. We are not the cause of your problems, brother. And that's the funny thing, like they don't do this to politicians. It is the people that are trying to fend for themselves that they are even attacking. Like that is so frustrating. It just kept going on and on. After some moments, they left the place, and some of them were still by the tree. But after some moments, we had some gunshots. We were like, maybe it's the military or police. Maybe it was a signal for them to run as well. But after some moments, they were not there. So people started coming down. So since we had no gunshots, I just couldn't move from that bus. I just sat there and I was just thinking. People just went down. People were searching on the floor. Maybe they are going to see something. And remember, they left with the keys. So how are they going to start the car? So the option that they had, the drivers just what's that? The box that they usually put the key in. Like they broke the bus and fixed some wires, and they just started the bus and we left the bush. After we left the bush, just guess what happened. Just guess. After we left the bush, guys, the next thing that happened, we just hit another car, like the side mirror of another bus, like a different bus, not the bus that we came together. We hit the side mirror of another bus. And after that happened, the person from the bus just came down. He was just shouting that can't our driver see. Whoa. He was just shouting. Our driver could not even say anything. Like he was still trying to make sense. What is going on? He was still trying to make sense of what was going on. So he was still trying to make sense of what was going on. So it was even the people in our car. It was even the people in our car that were like that he should just calm down, that if he knows what we just came from, that if he knows what just happened, he won't stand there and just be shouting anyhow. Then was like, and that he will not agree. Whoa. Then the men that came down from our bus were like telling him that we just left the bush over there, because it was immediately after we left the bush. It was like they just left there. Armed robbers just stopped us. As they mentioned the armed robbers, the guy was like, what did you say? He said armed robbers. I said okay, safe journey. He just went back to his car. The guy just entered his bus and drove off, and that is how we also drove off. So mind you, we don't have any money, our driver don't have any money, and our petrol was about to finish, and we stopped at a filling station in Akure, I think. Yeah, we stopped there, and our driver was trying to ask for help. Maybe he's going to see a familiar boss or something. Then he stopped to ask for help. So as we were waiting at the filling station, can you imagine that there was a person in that bus that those armed robbers did not collect even 1 naira from him? He had 60,000 naira on his body, and he still had that money. And this guy, the annoying part is that our driver was looking for a way to put in petrol in the car. After all the stress, he should have talked since. It was when we spent like maybe 30 minutes or an hour there before he now said that he has money that they didn't take. Like, he was bragging that he has some kind of juju or whatever, I don't even know. Then he now gave the driver some money. The driver was like, if they reach the bus station, he's going to pay back. Like, I don't know why humans are so selfish. Like, all of us just went through that, and you had the money, and you could have just saved us the time and trouble of finding another person, but you had that money. It's just mind-blowing that he didn't even talk sooner. So after that, we put in our petrol, and then we drove off, and it was already morning at that time. Maybe it was around 10 or 9 a.m. or 8, 9 or 10 a.m. And mind you, we were supposed to arrive in Ibadan by 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Guess what time we arrived at Ibadan? 1 a.m. And guess what? My mom was at the park that she was supposed to pick me since 5 a.m. She was there since 5 a.m. guys, and my thought was that maybe if I reach the park, I'm just going to like take a drop and just get home. Even if she's not at home, I'm just going to find someone. I'm just going to collect it maybe from the neighbors and pay the taxi driver. But guess what? When I reached that park, I just saw my mom, and if I tell you, that was one of the most happiest days of my life. I just saw my mom. Like, she just looked tired, and she just looked exhausted. She was full of worry. Under that hot sun, she was just waiting, checking for buses, like next bus, whether it's going to be us, because she called the park. They told her that because she kept calling me, I wasn't picking. They told her that they also have been trying the driver's phone and it's not going. That was when she was like, oh my god, now something might be wrong. What? She was just panicking. I felt very sorry for putting her through that. Then after I just saw my mom, I was like, there is my mom. They were like happy for me. I was just smiling. I just hugged my mom, and she was just like, what happened? Whoa. I just carried my things, and we just immediately left there, and I went home, and I had a shower. I was just so thankful for having my life and having everything. My mom was like, hope nothing happened, hope I'm okay, hope what. She was just asking. My dad was also so worried, because she called my dad since he wasn't in Ibadan. She told him, and my dad was worried. Like, he was so worried. After I came home, I called him. He kept asking me questions, and I told him I'm okay. That was my first time that have ever happened to me, and I hope it's going to be the last time. So yeah guys, that is the story time about my near-death experience. It was pretty scary, but I thank God for that experience because I've learned a lot from that experience. I've learned to be thankful for life, even though I forget that sometimes, but I've learned to be thankful for everything. I've learned to be thankful for family. Like, just be thankful no matter how you are or where you are. Just be thankful for life. And yeah guys, that is the end of the story time. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that post notification bell to know whenever I post any video. And I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, peace.